Looky Lou. Guess who we got? Yes, you're right. It's your boy, Sodi Pop. Hello, welcome back to Sodi Pop on YouTube. And yes, my name is Matt. Guess what? I had to replace the batteries in this bad boy. We're gonna tell scary stories. Alright, beautiful. That blue back up. Uh, Little droid that I built in Disneyland. I call him Lil Lil Vader, black and silver. It's kind of hard to see him. Camera's focusing, but yes. So we just had a drop, a pretty decent one, I would say. You know, the first appearance of X-23, Wolverine, sort of kind of offspring of the project, what have you. So we will go ahead and read it. We'll definitely talk about the different things happening within VeVe. Lots of discussion to be had. And yeah, so if you are in chat, go ahead and say hello. Let me know if you got the drop. I did not, as usual. That is a running gag right now. Any of the time drops, I have a very difficult time getting because, and I've heard of doing a couple of things. So of course, there's like Brave Gate, which is a way to, you essentially don't click right away and you wait. You have the buy now button so you can click on the rebounds. That doesn't work for me. For some reason, the rebounds right at 4 minutes, before 4 minutes, right after, I've tried every single one. The timing for some reason is not working. I've used time.is, and so maybe it's a little off. Maybe I need to do more early, but I've tried like up to 5 seconds early using time.is to make sure I'm accurate. So it's been interesting. Also, timing the button hasn't worked at all in the past 2 months. The only thing that has worked is when there's a space and it's blind box and it's space gate. That has worked for me for the Ukrainian flower drop. Granted, maybe that was a less popular one as well. So it's hard to know exactly where we are sitting with that. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Uh-oh. They changed the Komi wiki. That is not what I want. Okay, well, we'll come back to that. All right, let's go to the mall today. So we have, yes, the Batman's. Oops, it looks like my streamer's freezing up a little bit. Okay, looks like we're back on. Beautiful. So we have the Kobe Wiki. Of course, we have Nick's number 3 stands for New York. And New York men number 3. Anyways, it's like a X zone, but it stands for New York X Men. So you have the first appearance of X-23, which of course she has adamantium claws, just like the good old Wolverine has. And as if one, so we'll go ahead and 30,000 editions as always, 21,000 common, all the way up to 600 secret rare. I really like, especially the secret rare cover, very clean. Reminds me of the game on PS Vita and I think PlayStation 4 they made one. What's up, Tito 420? Um, ever played? Oh, what game is that? What game is that? Gravity Rush has a very similar art style. I really like Gravity Rush on the Vita. I didn't play the second one, but I played the first one, beat it, enjoyed it, loved it. It's got some water with me today. Nothing crazy, although I do have a little bit of ice in there. A little bit too early for me. As we can see in the bottom left-hand corner, mature content. Things are gonna get sexy. There you go. I want to get real sexy. Or violent. Or both. Maybe sexy and violent. We'll see. Okay. So, next, number 3. The first appearance of X-23 as if one down on her luck, one way teenage mutant wasn't enough. There's some new genetically mutated blood headed for New York City's Lower East Side. Could this new face be related to Wolverine? Release features VeVe exclusive rare ultra rare covers by Will Sliney and Frank De Armada. Awesome. So very cool exclusive covers. Very enjoyable. I'm not into this art style as much as I am into the one for the secret rare, and then the common looks very cool as well, the original art style as well. So we'll go ahead and read this. We do have the NFTs again moving down because we had the announcement of that's not well. We had the announcement of the Disney Golden Moments this weekend, which it has a whole duo vibe. So kind of partners statue on steroids, if you will, but maybe not as meaningful as a partner statue. Although some of them are because they do have the inclusion of Timon and Pumbaa. Obviously, we can see here Timon and Pumbaa, and I'll have to get the full. I thought the full list was up here, but it's not. I did see someone write a full list. Granted, I don't know if they were accurate, so there may not be a full list, but that will be Saturday, 8 a.m. Pacific time. So be there or be square. Again, these are all going to be very difficult to get. There is no article up quite yet, so I don't know the number of editions there will be for each one. Apparently, there are like 5 duos that people were saying. Granted, I don't know if it's true. So I can only confirm Timon and Pumbaa, which is a huge one. That is a huge duo, and they wouldn't make sense as separate statues anyway. So I'm glad they did them together. Very, very cool. I've seen a lot of people going back and forth of like, oh, Disney's just trying to bleed this app dry before, I mean, this is the partnership that Disney and them made was this to do this, and then later on, VeVeVerse, video games, whatever. But they're selling out. People like them. Like they release them. People like these. So, but as I've said, market conditions are calling for a calm hand for me. What does that mean? What do I mean by calm hand? Is that just be patient. So we saw, of course, the Pixar Palace, another Disney really good drop release. Up House looks really nice and detailed. Edna, you have Lightning McQueen, of course, Woody from Toy Story, and then Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc., although this is the Monsters University version. All of these have moved down quite a bit. So Woody got up past 300, and I'm like, I'm just going to be patient. I'm going to be patient in general. Why? Because we've seen an overall downtrend in the market, and this last month has been no different. There's only been a little hint of things going up in the golden moments. We are still way up from like January 1st in general. We're still way up from last year, which is great. But everything that's been released that's new, granted we hadn't had a Disney one in a while, but even the previous golden moments with Lady and the Tramp and with Donald and Daisy, let's go ahead and look where those are. Those didn't do gangbusters like everyone thought they may have, because even though they're golden moments, we still haven't had a major like bull trend and uptrend. Probably should have typed it in the search box instead of looking for it this way. We'll look up Donald and Daisy. So Donald and Daisy, this is to be believed, $5.99 if you can. That's insane, right? Donald and Daisy, of course, dual FA, very, very important characters on $5.99. It's because this past month, like everyone's trying to find a reason. It's because VeVe's crooks and blah blah. And no, I mean we've seen crazy stuff happening in the world. No one's really putting money into anything. Bitcoin's been pretty stagnant. Even the regular stock market has been pretty stagnant. So this is the time when it's boring, it's not interesting, we're not making 10, 20, 30x. But this is a time when people early on, this is the time when I was buying Todd Batman's $89 in the market, right? Because when VeVe first opened, nobody was paying attention, and you could still buy things on the market. Like, isn't that crazy? Like the regular market, Donald and Daisy were available for 60 gems. But Matt, they're going for 600. Yeah, that's the point. Was it easy 10x? But back then, if they would have released, well, Disney would have attracted stuff to them, I'm sure, but even the FA Batman could attract stuff to them. Tito420, sorry, I did see your comment. I have slow Wi-Fi, so I have no chance here, but I tried either drop. Yeah, I mean, even with me, I'm on the West Coast. I have fiber internet. Granted, I've tried to use the direct plugin and I have tried Wi-Fi. All my previous drops were from Wi-Fi or even like 4G with my old phone. I had a iPhone 7 Plus that was as of a few months ago, right? So, but now I have a new phone. I've tried hooking in directly to my fiber internet, which is pretty darn fast, and it's very, very difficult for me to get drops. It'll be interesting to see how many users we have on, what they're doing for bots, all that good stuff. So I don't. I'm curious to see if you know anyone who is constantly getting drops, where they're located, how they're even doing it. Because for me, it's been very, very difficult as to where it was. I did have to. There was a time when I had to start learning the tricks to get drops, but once I learned those, I was getting them quite often. All right. So going back to the market, my point is it's an overall downtrend. So here's how I approach market. I ask myself, are we in an overall uptrend? Like, is it a bear or bull market? So, is it a bull? It was a bull. January was bull pretty much all the way out through last year. And then right now, I think we're more in a bear trend. So things tend to go down. They lean more towards the downside. So if we're in a bull market, I will lean more towards I will buy in at prices I'm maybe less comfortable with. I will have always have price targets, but if it comes around the price targets, I'll buy. For the bear side, when we're in general heading down, and this doesn't mean we're gonna do this for the rest of the year, right? But in general heading down, I'm like, cool, I'll wait a couple weeks. My price target will be here, but I'll wait another week to see if it goes lower. And so that is kind of what's happening right now. And we're seeing that with everything. I think we'll see that even with those Disney golden moments. And people are going to be paying attention to those Disney golden moments. What about all the other golden moments, right? So we know those are valuable. We know people seek them. E3PO was at 5K at its top, so almost 6K, is now right at 2,000. Partner statue 21,000. That's too rich from my comfort zone for sure. Wally is at 674. So these are all below 1K. Sorcerer's Hat below 2K. Insane. I was waiting for this to get below 4K. I mean, let's look at Superman. I remember Superman. You have a couple of people on Twitter and stuff, like Super into Superman, of course. Superman, 25.94. I remember when that got down to 5K, people were like, oh, it's a great buy. It's a great buy. It pumped back up to 6K a little bit. 500. People are just letting stuff go. So be patient. Dollar cost average in if that's something you want to do. Always have some on the side. What's up, VeVe in 3, aka Old Rhubarb Morning? Couldn't find this book on Unlimited Reader. I did, fortunately. Unlimited Reader, it is here. I checked before. So we have Nick's number 3 and YX, I suppose, is what they have. But, however, I couldn't find the issue with Siren yesterday. The Spider Woman, was it Spider Woman 32 or 36? Siren yesterday. So I had to read it on the VeVe app, which is not the best experience. And that was weird because they had Spider-Man or Spider-Woman. There was like 1 through, I want to say 30, but they only had 20 something of them. So they were missing almost 10 issues on the unlimited reader. Not exactly sure if it's a jurisdiction thing or what happened, but for me, again, being on the West Coast of the United States, I do have the NYX number 3 here. So on the Comic Unlimited reader. So we will get into that. We talked about the market. Again, for me, I am being patient. There's going to be great deals to be had. There's already great deals to be had. I mean, all these are great deals. We'll go down more. We'll go up more. I have no idea. That's why dollar cost average is always the best. So if you have 1,000 buckaroos, buy a little bit today for tomorrow. Buy a little tomorrow. Wait for the next day. Wait for next week. Maybe buy a little bit each week. Maybe every Friday you buy a little bit just to see. And, when I say buy a little bit, I buy on red days and I sell on green days. So let's say I would buy some each week. I'd say, okay, Thursday and Friday are my planned days to buy. If it's red on Thursday, I'll buy on Thursday. If it's green on Thursday, I'll skip it and wait for Friday. So that's kind of how I would approach it. In general, I don't do every week or whatever. I have certain price target zones for some of these. Superman is already below it. The hat has already been below it for me. So a lot of these are below my initial price targets, and I need to start moving my price targets, apparently. All right. So we saw some cool stuff. It's time to read next number 3. NYX, I believe, is probably how it's pronounced more. It's a supposed to be like New York X-Men. It is a 7-issue series, so a smaller series. I saw in Goodreads, granted, it doesn't mean much. It was rated like a 3.7 out of 5 or so. So it doesn't mean too much. All right. Make sure we are reading the comments here. And welcome again, Old Rhubarb / VeVe3. Thank you so much. Tito 420, the market is open. Cool. We'll check that out too right before we start the stuff. Ready to go. We got VeVe open as well. Beautiful. All right, VeVe is opening. Let's just check out the market. Now, X23, bigger character. She was, of course, in Wolverine, that movie. Or Wolverine definitely lived. I'm assuming it's going to be 30,000 editions. Oh, wow. I'm assuming it will be lower-ish in price. Oh, okay. There's only a few on the market. Being That's interesting. So I'm going to the normal comics page. It's not popping up at the top. See if we can reload this page. Will hopefully pop up as a grouping. No, it is not popping up as a grouping, which is interesting. I've not seen that before. So we have the common. Someone's listing it for 100. Someone's listing the uncommon for 25. Again, this is a 30,000 edition, so I'm assuming it's going to be around $7 or $8. Great gems. Maybe move up to around 20, similar to what we saw Ghost Rider, because Ghost Rider is a major character. Although, again, this is a new age comic. This was done in like the 2000s, I want to say. We can actually look here at the issues when this was released. 2003, this issue was released. So it's newer. It's not going to be a sought after golden age grail comic. It just won't be. However, it could mean something in the future, as always. So let's go ahead and start reading this. We will come back to the market and check it out. Here we go. Beautiful. 325. $2. God, not bad. Give me that one. Damn it. How would someone list it for 2 gems? That's crazy. I mean, you're never gonna get that. My iPad. This is my girlfriend's account. So ideally, you want to make your font size as small as possible on the iPad. And when you click into it, well, with comic books, it won't happen, but with collectibles, when you click into it, the buy now button will be at the very bottom right, and you can click it as soon as you click into it without scrolling. Comic books, they're still too vertical, they're still too long vertically, where you have to scroll a little bit. So it's pretty difficult, at least for me, to get one that's anywhere near the top. I have to go down in the middle or the bottom of where things are being listed to hopefully grab one, especially for comics. You might get lucky for other things. Okay. Nyx 2003 NYX. Isada and Middleton. Mature content. It's about to get real sexy up in here. All right. Previously in NYX. Stanley presents. Hidden. Hector. Officer Nixon. Cameron. After witnessing the murder of her father as a child, let's say Kaiden Nixon has grown into tough, streetwise teenager with a chip on her shoulder that makes her ready to fight anyone who gives her slightest cause. At one such run-in with her gang member classmate Hector, Kaiden is able to freeze time right at the moment she is in danger. As Kaiden explores the no time She lightly touches Hector's arm and breaks it. Ooh, sorry, Hector. Kaiden, right? That makes the most. Though unsure as to how it happened, Hector has no doubt that Kaiden is responsible. Determined to teach her one final lesson, Hector sneaks a gun into school, which he fires at Kaiden in a crowded hallway between classes. Just before the moment of impact, Kaiden falls into the no time again and is able to step out of the bullet's path. When time comes speeding back, however, the bullet continues its trajectory and severely wounds Kaiden's teacher, Cameron Palmer, instead. As a result of the traumatic accident, Cameron has quit her job, her marriage is over, and she lives in a hermetic existence. No one has seen Kaiden since the shooting, and it is beginning to look like no one ever will. But one day, Kaiden shows up in Cameron's apartment, only to find her teacher lying unconscious in the bathtub of her own blood, as Kaiden arrives in time to save Cameron, where she already too late. Damn! Issue 1 and 2 sound intense. Stanley presents Wannabe, Part 3. Hotel Brazil, West 31st Street, New York, New York. Rainy night, zooming in on the face of a young girl, dark black hair. That was great, baby. Really great. You're like Yul Gelfar in the city. Same as always? He throws money on the bed. Not easy finding a girl with your talents. Gotta admit, you're the best at what you do. Ooh, he has pretty deep scratches on. We can assume that she's prostituting herself. East 25th Street. We zoom over to what looks like a hospital. Or her teacher Cameron's bathroom. Will she be okay? Tough to say. She's lost a lot of blood. Plus, all that Vicodin. Who the heck knows? You called us in? Huh? You called 911? Yeah. How do you know each other? He's, I have a friend. Friend? Call you for help? No. You live here? You just happened by? Stares at her teacher. Hey kid, I asked you a question. Can I ride the ambulance with her? 34th Street and Park Avenue. At the rooftop. Ah, this looks like the secret rare cover. What seems to be X23. She's looking out into the rain. Mascara running. Drops dripping off her wet lips. Car pulls up. Corner. Sorry I'm late, baby. It looks like she was waiting for him. NYU Hospital. We're back with the teacher, Cameron. Haddon stares at her teacher. Watery eyes. Her teacher still seems to be alive. Heartbeat. 60. She looks at the bag of blood transfused in her teacher. Starts to cry even more. Puts her head down, sobbing. Her teacher is still unconscious. He wakes. Hey. Hey. Light smile on Cameron's face. Hey. Flatiron District. Deeper daddy ever tell you how much he loves you, baby? Of course I have. What's not to love? Special shit you do keeps those high rollers whack jobs happy. That makes me happy. And when I'm happy, I wanna make you happy. Make you happy, don't I, baby? Two beats living on the streets, don't it? She stares back at him. Maybe someday you'll put more than two words together and thank your daddy. What's this up? What do you think you're doing to yourself, girl? This here's my property. Scratches on her arm. Can't earn with cuts like that. What the hell you think you're doing? Cutting yourself with. Give it here. Tries to grab from her. Ugh. What's up? Yeah, no problem. Only the best, Holmes. Some sort of phone call. Yo, yo, yo. What's with the doubt? Didn't I hook up a brother last time he was in the country? That's right, I did. Where he at? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're right. You tell that motherfucker the price just went up, and this time he better throw a set of those fancy diplomat plates later. Yo, Jade, get your fat ass over here. Probably be leaving this out. Sorry about that. Oop. What's up, Daddy? You got some repeat business, baby. Oh, I do have a bleeper. Hold on. Hold on. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Okay. There we go. That works. Get you ready. His plane landed an hour ago. He looks at the mission. Daddy, baby, I just can't. This is John that hurt me last time. Remember? I was in the hospital and, oh, baby. I'm sorry. Must have forgotten. How could I be so insensitive, as I would never put you in harm's way. Thank you, Daddy. Slap. Shut the up. You. Do I look like Charity? You see Jerry Lewis walking anywhere? Ugh. Don't you ever question me. I send you somewhere, you go. You go. You got anything else you want to say? Because I don't like keeping my customers waiting. He winds up for another hit. No, Daddy, no. I'll go. I'll go. East 25th Street. They did mean mature content. I will give them that. They weren't kidding about that. We're back in some apartment, East 25th Street. Looks like to be the teacher's apartment. He's feeding her some soup. We're gonna have to talk about it eventually. Slurps up some soup. Baby. Sorry, my cat was walking all over. He slurps up some soup. Damn it, Kaiden. In another week or two, I'm gonna be completely fine, and you're gonna have to figure out what to do with yourself. Your poor mother, the police. No big deal. Was just away. No big deal. You've been gone over 6 months. Miss Palmer, it's really complicated. Wouldn't understand? Kaiden, what do you think you're the world's first teen runaway? There's nothing you can tell me that I'm a mutant. Hmm. Pretty big one. How it hurts to make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. Kaiden looks at her very seriously. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, honey. But you've been through a lot. But that doesn't make you a mutant. But I am. I can do this thing. It's tough to explain. It's like I can. Please, kids, stop it now. This is just silly. Miss Palmer, I wasn't gone for 6 months. I was gone for much long. Hayden, please stop. Now, really. Look, you're the one that wanted me to talk. Yes, but I wanted the truth, not the same childish fantasy. It's time to grow up, Kaiden. Got shot because of me. Palmer looks back. Don't you ever joke like that. Don't you ever use. I'm serious. The reason your life is hell now is because of me. This is all my fault. Stop. Why are you saying this? Listen to me. You know you wanted. Well, here it is. The bullet that hit you. The bullet was meant for me. My power. I stepped to the side. I didn't think. I didn't know. Stop it. Look, I showed up here because I need your help. Stop it. Miss Palmer, please hear me out. I was told to get you. What? You were told? Can't. You'll never. All I can say is that he told me to come to this address. Oh, please. Slam. Miss Palmer, please, you have to. How the hell do you think I showed up at your front door? Knocking on the door. Palmer's trying not to hear it. He opens it back up. Look, I'm really thankful for all that you've done. But you have to stop with these childish fantasies. You need to come clean. You need to get out of here right now and tell your mom that you're all right. No, please, Miss Palmer, I can't do that. Not yet. No, Kaiden, that's enough right now. Can I at least wait until morning? You know that child services will do if they find out that you've been here? Child services, how will child services find out? They'll find out because I'm calling them if you're not at your mother's by morning. Are we clear? Yes, clear. Hotel Brazil, 12:33 a.m. Looks like we're back with X23, staring at a neon sign. Blank expression, very calm. Taking off her coat, feels underwire bra. Starts taking that off. Nah, baby, keep it on tonight. Miss me? Like the same guy from last time? I missed you. Has a knife in his back. You know? Okay, you want to try something different tonight. You don't mind, do you, baby? Daddy? No, daddy. Daddy. Dad, having a nightmare. Till Brazil. Looks like her dead dad in her dreams giving her these assignments. Ah! Wakes up screaming. Oh God, not again. Hayden. Hayden, was that you? Writes down Hotel Brazil, 202. Takes a note. Runs out of the door. Hayden, where are you? No. Crazy kid. Huh? You can see the ink bled through the paper. Oh no. Teacher's gonna. Hotel Brazil, 202. She squints. Hayden's running to the hotel. Watch where you're going. Looks in the room. The teacher arrives right after her. Keep the change to the taxi. It's like Hayden's there. There's blood all over the room floor. What the? Is it amateur night? They're running past her. Holy guy. Dead on the floor. Looks like. Ugh. Hayden? The teacher says from around the door. Hayden, are you in? Holy. They're upon a crazy sight. The teacher points. They both look. Hi. 23 has her clothes out. Cutting herself. It looks like she did more than cut herself. Whoa! That was intense. Okay, so we have Kaiden who can stop time. She's just discovering her mutant powers. Um, she's getting messages from her dad, who looked like a police officer or detective, in her dreams, and he just tells her addresses to go to. She finds people in trouble or in need of help. Obviously, we just found X23, who is in prostitution, and there's some weird stuff happening with the prostitution ring, very violent stuff. And Annie reveals she's a mutant to her other teacher. She doesn't believe her. And this is what I always liked about the X-Men is that it's it's a very like obviously it's a powerful thing to be a mutant, but it's in this time it's like hated, right? Because you're being otherized, you're being a different marginalized group. And yes, but you're also powerful, but you're weak because society in general like treats you as weird and crazy. And the X-Men have always really like gone deep into that. Wow, okay. Well, X23, that is certainly a dark story. Uh yeah. I'm curious to read the rest of that. It's a pretty short series. There's only seven comics in the series. So definitely check it out if you're interested. Let's head back to the market here. That was the first appearance of X3. What an interesting first appearance, right? You want to think like she can definitely fight and kill on her own. She has adamantium just like the Wolverine, but she has two claws instead of what, three. So really interesting. All right, we're looking back at the market here. Looks like 7 gems seems to be the going price for X23 New York X-Men, however they're saying it. So that will be, we'll look at the secret rare, probably a couple hundred. Yep, 240. So pretty low prices on all those. Again, this is the time when things are down and boring. They might get more down, more boring. So this is the time when you can start making a real big collection. And if your idea is profit, obviously make those things. Oh, mainly, my cat's going crazy. Uh, Mainly make those things, kind of the blue chips, gold moments, odd Batman's season one stuff. But you can also just buy a collection. So I still need to buy the thing. I'm gonna buy the thing today, but I always forget the guy who says Flame On. I can never remember his name. Anyways, I bought him yesterday, so I'm gonna complete the set of Mighty Marvels for the Fantastic Four today, which is exciting. I'm gonna be doing little things like that, trying really not to spend too much, although too much in VeVe is like nothing. Too much in real life is like, oh, how do I do it? Oh, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen, I got the Elden Ring for the PS5. I finally caved in yesterday. My girlfriend's like, yeah, I'm gonna go do lunch with my mom on Saturday. I'm like, boom, hours to spend Elden Ring. Yes, please. I've still been playing a little bit of Pokemon here and there. It definitely hasn't. I really enjoyed it at the beginning, but it's just the open world after you go into it. Like it's nice seeing Pokemon around and catching them and stuff, but it's not as full. And just because it's on the Nintendo Switch, not nearly as vibrant. It doesn't nearly give that same feeling that like Zelda Breath of the Wild did with like the world. There's just so many little mysteries to discover, and it wasn't perfect, but I love exploring the world in Breath of the Wild because there's so many places to go, so many mysteries. It's really interesting. You could hear a little jingle or something. There's so many sound cues. Like just love was baked into that game. Pokemon game, definitely love put into it, but it's like it's hollow compared to something like Breath of the Wild. I will keep playing it. I'll probably beat it. I mean, probably not going to be too hard. I like that it's more difficult than the other games, but it is a like step in the right direction. I'm kind of, I guess, annoyed they're releasing another game so quickly. They released two mainline Pokemon games essentially within the same year, three, and then three including the remake if you want to include that. So I can't believe they're doing that. It's annoying. I want them to take their sweet time and make a really good game, maybe for the next Switch or something. So we are moving back. Oh, punch sounds there. So we are moving back right here to collectibles and such. Sure. And switch this thing. They put out a whole bunch of really wonderful, like useful stuff on a Komi Wiki. They really updated it, but they got rid of. I don't want no rid of graphs. Kitty, what are you doing? Graphs. Okay, so I will go this. Oh, I'm going to go to graphs. Beautiful. Okay, that's what it looks like. So pretty much the house from up has been going down. You can see the floor just going down, down, down. Woody is just going down. So again, here's up past 300, 350 almost, going down 180 has been cut in half. A good pickup right now. Edna Mode, who's apparently, my girlfriend tells me, really big on TikTok. Edna has been getting a lot of play, been going down, down, down. So if you believed in these before, they're good buys now. So I also talked about this yesterday, where a lot of people are losing faith, losing energy, and you shouldn't have blind faith in anything. You shouldn't have blind faith in this or crypto or whatever. That's where it's painful being a quote unquote community member, right? Being an investor is much easier because you kind of cut the emotional time. Say, cool, so you set an all time high. I'm going to sell off, take my money and run, invest into the next thing. And so, in general, I try and shy away from being a community member. have in the past. Although a lot of these projects I just really like and I get into, and I'm a longer term investor. So with this VeVe, I treated this more as a community member thing. That's why I'm making a YouTube and talking about it and doing comic readings because it's super fun. I see it's cool in addition to the investment aspect of it. So a lot of people are saying like, all right, VeVe is they're getting down on VeVe. They have all these promises. They're not releasing them. Okay, I get it. Yes, MTL. They've promised exchanges at MTL and said they're coming soon, whatever. Promises, they didn't give a specific date for all this stuff. They did give timeframes, which have now passed. I'm super used to that with every single crypto project has done that times 20. You look at Ethereum 2.0 was supposed to be out like 5 years ago or something. It was insane. But no, seriously, like 3 years ago, I think it was supposed to be out. Uh, ADA, Cardano, they were supposed to have smart contracts a long time ago. The same stuff, development is weird. MTL in particular, I had one project I was part of. It was an exchange project, and they had something very similar. And it just, they were kind of like very open about the process, and it was insane. Like they keep on changing things. Plus, the laws are constantly changing little by little, or what the regulators want. So I'm not really upset or super angry at that. I've come to expect it, and that is exactly what is happening. But they're still doing it. That's the important part. If they ditched one of those things, that would be where I'd be upset. I don't love the 10% cash out. And I think coming back to the initial point of like we've seen this downtrend. This is very common in stocks, crypto, whatever. In crypto in particular, we saw this again. 2018, 2019 was a huge band trend. 2020, we picked back up after March because March was when the virus really took hold and lockdowns started happening. So in March, we saw a big jump down in the prices and then everything like boom back up. So 2018, 2019, a lot of YouTubers were saying, oh, alts probably won't be a part of the next bull cycle. Bitcoin will. Not everyone was saying this, but a lot of them were. Were like, oh, alts really weren't doing anything during the bear trend. Really weren't. They weren't moving at all. Only like Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum was. And so Bitcoin really recovered, did it. And guess what? Alts recovered as well. They did it. Why? Not because, it's because of two things. Because yes, the future, it's really exciting. They're trying to do big, amazing things in DeFi or uh, tracking things or being part of like a government, with Icon. They're trying to be part of like the tracking digital IDs and stuff for and combining with the government and driver's license. There's a one-stop shop and there's someone asking you for your ID doesn't need all your information. They just need your identity on the blockchain and they only need to know that they don't need your social security. They need to see that on the blockchain, right? I won't get into that. But anyways, point is that yes, it's for the technology, which is really cool, but for it's also for the gains because Bitcoin to go up 10x, go up from 10,000 to 100,000 is a lot. It still hasn't been to 100,000, right? But for something that's 10 cents to go up to $1 and it only has several million or it has 50 million coins or 10 or 100 million coins or even a billion coins, it's a lot easier than Bitcoin to go up. So the aspect of gains is insane. If we look at stuff in Omi, again, we're looking at the house from up, 80 gems. This might go up to 800, might go up to 1,000. Someone sees that 10, 15, 20x, they will come running back in because speculators are just a part of every market. Now, I'm not in this market for pure speculation, in it for collecting and investment. I have like that little Venn diagram in between. Those are both important to me. Um, one over the other sometimes, it just depends, but I definitely have some stuff that are longer term holds that I really like. Some stuff I might never ever let go. I just might always have because whole thing and it's reminiscent of this time, right? Or it's useful in a game or something that happens in the future. We don't know. And that's part of like the allure of these NFTs. It's like we don't know. There could be so many things in the future, which is kind of cool, right? So again, if people can make 10, 20 extra money in a few months or a year, which is impossible to do in the regular stock, just impossible pretty much to do in the regular stock market unless you get really, really lucky. Um, People will do that. They will come back in droves because the market cap is so low overall in general. And you've seen, even if some of the golden moments just go back up to their all-time highs. We can look at the Mickey hat, right? That goes back up to its all-time highs. You buy one of these, I think this got up to, let's see, they have one that apparently sold for 7K. That's 3.5x or so that price. I mean, again, well, it goes, and usually if it goes back to uptime all-time highs, it will go past that a decent amount. Um, so again, I think I've said enough on that. If there is a prospect that things could go crazy, people will try for it. And I have no worries in my mind about that. If this project became really bad and the leaders changed and they started doing things differently and their promises, they not only are over promising and like delivering slower, but they stop some of their promises, maybe I'll stop. But until then, I'm not worried. I think it's going to be a cool project. I'm just collecting, I'm doing my own thing, and I think you should too. Also, recently there's been a discussion with comics and crypto, and they suggested a comic ranking system. There's a big discussion yesterday, and let's see if they have it up, their proposed ranking system, because, oops. So their proposed ranking system, essentially they went off of the grading system that already exists for physical comics. And I tweeted out, like, yeah, I don't need, I think that's not important. So here it is. Essentially, 0.5 to 0% of all mints will be 10.0, 0.5 to 1% will be 9.9, all the way down to 95, 99% of the collection will be a 0.5, graded 0.5. Again, we're trying to fit physical comic grading scale into NFT mint numbers. They're trying to like, and you could fit this into, I mean, it says very, it's trying to give very quick view as to what a mint number means, right, in VeVe. And I think the problem is that this is incredibly inaccurate and you can't, the two scales don't mesh. I think that's the issue that a lot of people are having. A lot of people are also saying, like, why do these guys get to decide and not someone else, right? Because there's other people who are into comics or comic writers in that, right? I don't care. The thing is, they're going to launch it and it's not, and either we'll adopt it or not. I don't think we'll adopt this because we're just going to see, and other than that is like, okay, there's because they have a lot of low mint commons, right? Which low mint commons will be 9.9, 9.8 on the scale. Whereas if you have a secret rare, it might be a 2.5 because secret rares, there's only 600 of them in many cases, or 250 if there's a 10,000 edition. And those might be at the 1.5 scale, right? And really devalue those as opposed to a low mint common. So it doesn't make sense for NFTs, doesn't make sense for VeVe. I think that's kind of obvious. And we already have the grading scale. We already have all this stuff in VeVe, FA, FE. We already have the mint numbers. We already have the different rarities. We have artists. Is there a way to put all that, like the popularity of the artists, the the ranking of the comic books? Obviously, they rank comic books, so does Sleeping Comics. Other people rank comic books. Boodle NFTs ranks comic books, right? He has a very interesting ranking system of like where he has like everything listed. It's more complicated than just the physical grade because the physical grade refers to the physical condition. We don't have a physical condition, of course, of NFTs, and I understand why they're trying to take it because it makes sense to comic collectors. But honestly, there's not many real life comic collectors in this app. I mean, there's plenty, but compared to the million that are in this app, they make a very small percentage right now. So, is there a different way to do it? I don't know because it also doesn't account for all the stuff with blockchain. It doesn't account for the utility. Oh gosh, that's wearing my pants. Hey, stop it. My cats are playing in the background, being very loud. Anyways, so I'll have a video coming out about my opinions and what I think we can and should do, what the possibilities are. But there's just a lot of stuff within NFTs that we don't know and we are going into the future trying to figure out, right? So again, I think this grading scale, it won't work very well. I think they should go ahead and do some form of it. The I think someone proposed like, hey, just do leave 9.0 and down, leave that alone, but 9.0 and up, do those gradings. Do from 9 to 10, yeah, the lowest mints, right? Because in my opinion, people either want special mints like 420, 69, 111, 911, right? They either want special mints, they want sub 100, which is probably the most sought after group of the sub 100s. Those are typically more expensive. Sub 1000, which is just kind of in general less important, but people still want. And then beyond like 1000 up, people will be happy for just a 4-digit number instead of a 5. But beyond that, like no one really cares what mint they get unless it's like a special mint. It's just I'm just gonna buy whatever's at the floor. So there's no sense in I think almost even ranking those because then you're just getting comic and the cover, and the thing that matters is the rarity of is it a common, uncommon. Of course, there's going to be some that are locked up in people's accounts, like bots accounts that we can never get. There's going to be some in the future that are burned. So that's what will matter in the future, and this can't account for any of that. And from 9.0 to zero to point 0.5, like almost doesn't matter. What is I have number 19,000 compared to number 29,000. Like really is one more valuable than the other? Probably not by much. But if I have number 59 compared to number 12,000, yeah, there's definitely a difference. Anyways, that's my 2 cents on the idea. Lots and lots of fun stuff happening. Of course, when Pokemon and I will be having a Twitter Spaces this Sunday, we have in the past. Of course, lots and lots to talk about this week. Of course, we have the Golden Moments happening tomorrow. Oh, wow. Today's Friday already. That's insane. We have the Golden Moments happening tomorrow. And then we have, I think that's all that we have for this coming week. So the Golden Moments, and yeah, which is fine with me. Wouldn't mind sleeping in. So I don't know if I will be doing a stream for this. Possibly. I'm going to see what else is coming. I want to make some videos. And then Sunday, we're going to have the 10 a.m. Pacific time Twitter Spaces. Me and When Pokemon will be able to run a little bit longer with that one. Super excited. And I'm going to be playing a little bit of Elden Ring on Saturday. Really pumped for this bad boy. So I've been hearing so much about it. I'm a big Soulsborne guy. I've played Dark Souls, Demon Souls 2, Demon Souls 3. Have really skipped out on the other stuff like the Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and Bloodborne, which is crazy because those are some of the best ones I hear. But I've played all the Souls versions of the games. Really enjoyed those. I really enjoyed the world and exploring. Um, I beat Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and Demon Souls 2. I don't think I beat 3 yet, although I think 3 is probably one of my favorite of those. But I stopped playing sometimes and I get to beat it. But Elden Ring seems pretty magical. Anyways, thank you so much. Remember to hit that like button. It does really help with the YouTube algorithm. Uh, Follow me on the 3Ts and IG, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram. I always have more stuff coming. More stuff is planned for the months and stuff proceeding. I probably will make a video today expressing my opinions on comic grading system, not specifically on what comics and crypto did, although because I think they opened a bigger discussion in the community, which is really awesome about the grading of comics and collectibles and NFTs. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about comics and crypto a little bit, um, and what they proposed and why or why not. I think is a bad idea. We already talked about a little bit here, but I have some more salient thoughts that I have written down that are maybe a little bit more logical that I couldn't express and just spitballing it and saying it out in person. All right, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I hope you had a good St. Patty's Day if you celebrated, had some corned beef. Hash, oh, good. I want to do brunch this week. What kind of brunch do I want? I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll make a brunch. I'll make a brunch. Save some money, make a brunch because I already spent $60, $70 on Elden Ring. Jesus. Anyways, have a wonderful day. Remember, be yourself and eat a cookie.